The highest category had a 10% reduction in the development of prostate cancer compared to the lowest category. Hi friends, I'm Filip, a medical doctor and PhD student here in Croatia, and on this channel you can join me on my journey through medicine and science. Sorry for not posting a video the last 2 weeks. I've sort of had some sleep issues which have totally messed up my schedule in in terms of life, but hopefully the next few weeks will be fine and I'll be back on schedule with publishing videos every Thursday. So in this video I kind of want to talk about an article which I came across, which was quite interesting. It studied the effect of drinking coffee on the development of prostate cancer. This article from 2015 was actually a pooled analysis of 13 studies done from 1986 to 2013, and they basically included, with all these participants together, a sort of sum of more than 500,000 participants, out of which around 34,000 had prostate cancer. What they found in this analysis was that people who drank more coffee, particularly the ones who were in the highest amount of coffee consumed per day category, and the categories were highest, high, moderate, low, and lowest. The highest category had a 10% reduction in the development of prostate cancer compared to the lowest category. They also went a step further to see, okay, which stage of prostate cancer is affected by this risk reduction. Is it the stage where a patient is already in remission, or are there metastases, are there not metastases, etc.? And they basically found that the non-advanced stage was the one which was affected by this risk reduction. They also wanted to know, okay, we're sort of categorizing people into these buckets of highest, high, moderate, low, and lowest consumers of coffee, but how many cups of coffee per day were actually necessary for a reduction in this risk? And they actually found that for every 2 cups of coffee per day, that there was a 2.5% reduction in the risk of this non-advanced prostate cancer. Now, when reading these results, and basically any results of scientific research, but especially so when it's something unconventional or not widely practiced or controversial, there's always a question in the back of my mind, which I think there should be, and that's basically, is this effect, this reduction in the risk of prostate cancer, really due to the coffee intake? Or could there be something else which is perhaps causing both the increased amount of coffee consumed and the prostate cancer, and we're just sort of confusing the relationship between these three entities? Or maybe is there a difference in age? Maybe patients or participants who were younger drank more coffee, but they had a lower risk of prostate cancer because they were younger, not because they drank more coffee, right? Also, since this study involved multiple studies, like I said, 13 studies across the world, it could also be the case that 1 cup of coffee means a different size in the US, in Europe, in Asia, due to cultural differences. Was this accounted for in this analysis? Then what strength of coffee? You know, maybe people who are drinking more coffee are drinking sort of milder coffee, which could have a comparable effect to a smaller amount of stronger coffee. You know, these are all things which are sort of possibilities and things to keep in mind when reading sort of results of scientific research. And this article actually did their best to take as many of these things into account as possible. So, for example, they took age into account, which is always a big deal. Obviously, sex really wasn't an issue here because it's prostate cancer, but that's one of the things which is also very important when sort of analyzing results. And they basically, after adjusting for all of these sort of additional parameters, still sort of saw a similar result. But like I said, these results really have to be taken with a grain of salt, because when digging a bit further into the literature and other papers or other research about the same topic, there seems to be much discrepancy and very mixed results. For example, some studies only find this reduction in risk in advanced stages of cancer, whereas this article found only in the non-advanced stage, etc. So basically, when they can, in the context of this wider sort of scientific perspective with other studies and not just this one, it seems that as of yet there aren't really enough evidence to support for a physician to officially recommend, okay, this is proven, you should drink more coffee to reduce your risk of prostate cancer. But still, I think it's a very interesting article, and sort of actually has a lot of components which are very, very well performed and taken into account. So if you want, again, you can read it for yourselves. And let me know how much coffee you drink down in the comments, and check out my videos on Do Doctors Know Anything? And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. Thanks, and I'll see you later.